Good morning. How are you doing? Okay, so let's continue our conversation about inappropriate behaviors in the workplace. So I was finishing off with what the experiences I've had with men, and I remember sharing about the guy that followed me to my room and freaked me out. The only reason why we were not able to take it up was because I was no longer able to locate the man. I kept checking because I reported to my boss. My boss was like, okay, I should get the guy's details and maybe even just lure him and get evidence. But unfortunately, I never saw him again, which I guess was a good thing. So when I was resigning, my boss was like, oh, he hopes that it's not because of that incident. I said I was also going to share about another guy, my work colleague, that would always call me Ifemi. And I'll tell him that, please, that's inappropriate. And he will just utterly disregard what I'm saying. And he will just keep going. For him, he was joking, but it was inappropriate. And I think at some points I just kind of grew a thick skin and stopped thinking about it. So I was at lunch that day. I was sitting down, and one of my colleagues was sitting across me. We were kind of eating in silence. And then this guy comes and he says, Femi. And before I could even respond, my other colleague was like, what do you mean by Femi? What type of inappropriate conversation is that? I know he took him out and he spoke harshly to him. And when he was done with him, he now turned to me, why am I allowing him to speak to me that way? That's so inappropriate. So I was like, thank you so much for as even me, I collected that day. But it was a good way, because after that day, the other guy never said it to me again. Never. Which brings me to the other part, which is that when people come to you and are talking about how someone is behaving inappropriately to them, or maybe you get to witness such, I think I liked the way my other colleague handled it. He hit me too, because he was like, oh, I should be very firm with him and all, because I think I was just trying to not be the odd person out and all, and I was allowing inappropriate behavior. He didn't take it, and after that, the guy never tried it again. And I kind of was gisting my boss about it, and my boss was like, in fact, he's going to commend the other guy for how he spoke up. Then there was a day my boss and we had to walk together back to our accommodation, and as we were walking, the amount of inappropriate looks and whatever that was getting, and I was in coveralls. I wasn't like dressed in any way that you say, oh, maybe she provokes them, which is another conversation anyway, because even at that, be mindful as a man, because your livelihood is at stake. And then my boss was like, so is this all you have to go through just for being female? That he got to walk in my shoes for a day, and he was like, wow, you're going through a lot. So please, men, help our women feel safe at the workplace. Deal with your inordinate desires. I don't know how, but please don't bring it to the workplace. I'll move on to the women in the next video.